What is up, guys? It is that Panda again. I'm here again with another video, and today we're going to be looking at some G14. This is where my main footage came from. I think I'll have maybe just 2 videos on this one. I don't have like a ton of footage from the islands, but I still had enough to kind of entertain myself, you know what I mean? And I did have some fun here. So yeah, we did run into a murder ball off the start, off rip, and that's what you're going to see here was us trying to, I guess, retake field control sort of as I kind of woke up. And they were just forming a murder ball. They were forming, so I guess they could get an easy build down, and we wouldn't be able to push them. Which, I mean, they do end up building into us, but it was very weird since after they ended up failing to drop our towers, they ended up evacuating the towers that they were on, which really confused me. And I honestly wasn't even planning to start sieging so early, but since everybody just started porting out, we just started pushing them back, and I feel like they could have honestly kept either the pressure up, or they could have just went defensive mode, and we would have been kind of forced in a standstill. But that's not really what happened, and it was just weird. It was just weird, and then we get the opportunity to push them back to their checkpoint. And I think if you let somebody do that to you, especially if you want to end up fighting later on, you're gonna be in a really rough circumstance since blocking someone's checkpoint in is not, I wouldn't say it's easy, but if you block the checkpoint in, you're kind of stuck, and you're only able to you're only able to connect to so many towers. And that also being said, we ended up building in a way that made it hard for them to really like it made it hard for them to teleport, right? Like even if they got the build down, because you only had like half a tower to teleport on. Not only that, it's like you had to march all the way through the checkpoint to defend the tower that you were building. And we did this thing where we would launch a rally. We didn't even need field control, right? We would let them swarm the rally because the trades were really well in the rally swarms. But we could just rally the tower. We wouldn't need field control. The thing is, they didn't have enough players who could keep reinforcing the tower, because a building tower, obviously you can't have the same player reinforce with 5 marches, whereas a built tower, you can do that. So they needed players who were able to just kind of sit outside of it, refill, plus they needed to be able to swarm the tower. And I don't know, man, like they weren't able to really do much to us. And it's also the fact that the rally, it would literally hit right beside the tower, you know what I mean? Like it hit right beside our bases and stuff. So we were able to just hop right in through it by jumping through bases. It was overall a really easy circumstance for us to kind of put ourselves into. And I think like the second you get pushed back to your checkpoint, it's really hard, especially if you get locked in like that. But that being said, they did end up pushing us here, and we kind of had already burnt out a lot of our juice, a lot of our stamina, I guess, and we weren't really able to do much field control wise. We weren't really able to push the field. We didn't have the numbers right now. I think our main players were just burnt out, already had wasted majority of, I wouldn't say their speed ups, but it was more like they needed time to heal, right? But we do end up getting a lot of counter rallies here, and I will say, like, these counter rallies were doing insane damage. And swarming counter rallies is really hard. So obviously they weren't really able to constantly do that, because even if you're taking good trades on a counter rally, or it's like even, you gotta understand the only people who are managing to swarm these counter rallies are the people with like T6, and they're gonna end up burning themselves out really quickly. Like swarming down one counter rally might fill up 1/3 of their hospital, one half of their hospital, and that kind of puts them out of commission really fast. That, or makes them waste a lot of resources and such really fast, and we can just kind of spread out our heals between us. And these counter rallies also are just shredding the rally. That's why you saw in G2. I think that's why they were constantly canceling the rallies and chain rallying the tower. So basically, they wouldn't be taking a ton of counter damage from the counter rallies, but they could continue to constantly put up a lot of damage on the tower. You know what I mean? Constantly just keep up that chain. And overall, like I think we really played this solid. And I honestly think that there were big mistakes made on Jade's side, and overall Jade was honestly putting good pressure on us, but I think they made some mistakes, right? For example, they had some people rallying who shouldn't have been rallying. I remember seeing somebody who was maybe like, I think it was like 50 million, maybe even weaker, who sent a rally, and some of them just traded really bad, and you'll see it in the reports here. Also, like I said, they really needed to cancel these rallies when we put in these counter rallies. And not only that, I think letting it run in general wouldn't kill them if they managed to actually keep the thing full. But you saw how it died right there. I know I say this every time, but people really got to get better at canceling not cancel. Well, yeah, you have to cancel your rally when it gets low enough, right? Like they were running on probably like 30% of a rally. You know, you don't want to be running to red because you're just gonna be taking worse trades. Also, we have another player here. Our like it's a suboptimal account here, kind of garrison captaining. But we played it off, and I mean the trades weren't the greatest on this one, but it didn't kill us either. But I think they were kind of spreading themselves thin, and you even see there that Hank rally was not supposed to be kind of there, and they were struggling to keep these rallies full because I think they spread themselves too thin. They kind of I think they were overdoing it by trying to rally as many towers as they were, honestly. Like you know, I get that we're trying to do as much pressure as possible and maybe drop one of these towers while spreading us as thin as possible, but I think they were spreading themselves too thin and they weren't able to kind of maintain all these rallies at full capacity. Like you see the Regro rally right there. Not only do I think that's a weaker player sending the rally, you know, non T6 maybe, I might be wrong there, but overall, like the trades, dude, like this is disgusting. You even see some people trying to reinforce the rally full hospital. And I mean, this tower kind of got shredded a bit, I'm not gonna lie. Luckily, the since death ratio is in your favor, even if we kind of lost the trades, we only got a ton of injuries. So, I mean, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, you know. But right here, you see also there, like this rally right here is very under capacity, and the trades on it are only going to be worse. Maybe if they canceled it once they had like 1,000,000 troops, the trades could have been better. This is why I always try to cancel my rallies when you know, if I start a rally at like 1.5 mil, for example, I'll cancel it at 1,000,000. If I'm rallying like a metro, for example, and my rally hits maybe, you know, if it starts at 2,000,000, if it hits maybe 1.5 million, 1.3 million, I cancel that thing. I'm not letting it get too low. I'm not going to take really bad trades when I don't need to. And I'll just keep resetting if I really need to. You know, it's really the optimal thing. And I get so mad when I don't see people doing it. Like, you know, it's better for me trade wise, right? Like, it's better for me in war, but it would be nice if these guys were, you know, kind of smacking us a little bit worse and making it a little bit harder for us, you know, making us struggle and squirm a little bit more. But yeah, that being said, we do end up pushing their towers back a bit. They didn't do like heavy defense. Like I said, they literally just teleported back, which was crazy to me. And I'm surprised this Scarface guy was offline. I thought he was baiting, right? I thought he was online and I thought he was baiting. But I said, all right, we're gonna rally him. What I do is I watch the helps, by the way, on the accounts, right? To try to tell if they're offline or online. And, you know, if they don't send helps, you know, I'll be like, well, maybe they're offline, right? But Scarface, like I said, this dude actually was offline, which was a big surprise since he was doing heavy field work not even an hour before we kind of got the zero on him. But it was a pretty big zero for us, you know, making him lose even 30% of his troops like permanently by second phase would have helped a lot and make sure that he's not like just field working us really hard, because you know, even because the thing is, I'm assuming that he had the $5 bundle, and if he didn't, that's 35% deads that he's gonna have permanently. And on an account like this with this much T6, it does definitely hurt you, and it definitely is like a shot in the foot. But I don't know, man. This was a good zero. I was kind of glad we got it, and it felt it felt so satisfactory. I definitely am surprised that Jay didn't try to defend their towers more. I feel like they gave up really fast, and I feel like if they did defend properly, we would have had really hard time pushing them back, and we possibly would have been on the bad end of the trades. But you know, we were taking really good trades because they didn't have the people to keep these rallies full, these towers full. And you know, the tower would drop, just, you know, it would have Peterson in it or something, but they wouldn't have anybody filling the tower, or they would have one player filling the tower, and that tower would just melt. You know, the tower would melt to hell. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I am doing the tanking damage. I'm doing the tank rallies here on the player, and I do this a lot on towers as well. You're going to be seeing this a lot through the videos. But I do a lot of tank rallies, and I don't know, I kind of prefer doing it and letting other people get the counter damage in. I don't know why I prefer that. I mean, I'm probably taking on more damage, but it does feel like I'm doing my role, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, that's about it to the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope everybody had a good day, and yeah, I hope you guys do have a good day or night though. Yeah, and good job for everybody. Okay, so yeah, peace out. That is it, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.